Good morning, JHS. I'm Annalisa Lowther.
And I'm Kaden Sayo.
And welcome to the Friday the 13th edition of The Morning Show.
Good morning, GHS students. I'm Kaden Sayo.
I'm Ethan Taylor. Aaron McDougal.
I'm Annalisa. Welcome to the Morning Show.
First up today, this is maybe the best news you'll hear all week. We are off on Monday for Martin Luther King Day. Though it is nice to be home from school, do yourself a favor and research the contributions that Dr. King made to our society and understand why it is that we honor him every year.
Next, we have the Search for Science Wizards, Battle of the Brains, a competition between Los Alamitos, Laguna Acoma, Grants, and the early college high schools.
This competition to seek out the brightest science minds in our school district takes place right here on the GHS campus on February 10th. This is a team competition of 4 students per team and is open to all regular and special education students. We will bring you more information as the competition gets closer.
Hi, my name's Ethan Willie, and I'm with the GHS Band.
I'm Luis Lopez, and I'm with the GHS Theater and Tech.
Join us at the auditorium for a prison concert on
January 28th at 6 p.m.
There's a whole lot of basketball going on recently, and both teams are about to start district play. Let's go to Nick Bustos, who recently interviewed boys varsity head coach Landon Chavez.
Hi, I'm Nick Bustos, and I'm here with the head coach for the basketball team, Landon Chavez. So, Coach Chavez, you have a record of 7-8. What does that record say about your team as of now?
You know, ultimately we want to be above 500, which would be at 8-8, but people have to realize how young we are, right? We start 3 sophomores and 2 juniors. We're probably one of the only teams in the state that doesn't have multiple seniors. We have 1 senior on a 14-team roster. So we're young. We're going to have growing pains. We're going to have to make adjustments and things of that nature. There's some very close games that we didn't pull out, and I think over time, as we become more confident, we get more varsity experience, we'll pull out those games. So I'm still confident our season's ahead of us, and we know what the goal is, and that's to finish top 3 in district, and I'll talk about that a little more. But every game, just go out, fight, compete, and find a way to win.
You have had a stretch of really tough games. What do you think are some of the high points on these games?
We've had 5 games in 6 days, and I think that's battle testing us, especially before district. We played a top 5 opponent in 4A last night. Tonight we got Gallup, they're number 10. So I think these games are really testing us to see how we're going to continue to find ways to compete. We are exhausted. You could tell we're kind of, this is our last game before district, so we're getting ready to vamp up for our district part of our season. But right now I think the main thing is just to go out, execute the way we know how, and find ways to win these close ones, because later on down the road when they're looking at state seedings, I think these are the games that are really going to come down to whether we can compete and whether we can win these games.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of districts, you have district play coming up, and what does that district look like this year, and how do you think your team will perform?
Well, looking at Highland, obviously they're the defending state champs from last year. They're tough again. Same with St. Pius. They're both top 5 in 4A as well. So we're going to have our hands full with them. Valencia is kind of along the same lines as us. We're ranked about the same, around 15, 16 together. So ultimately it's going to come down to if we can finish 3rd in district in order to make it to state. Belen's having a down year after the big run they had last year. And people forget last year for the state tournament, 3 out of the 4 teams in the Final Four were in our district, St. Pius, Highland, and Belen. So people underestimate our district, but all we can do is go out and compete, control what we can. We have Valencia that we have to sweep along with Belen. So that's kind of our goal. We know that, and any game we could steal against St. Pius and Highland, that'd be great.
When is your first district game, and where will it be at?
So we have actually a week off, which is great leading into district. I know we host Valencia next Tuesday here at the Port, and they have a game Friday. So we'll have a long week of rest after tonight's game, and I think it'd be great to go into that game with a win tonight. But ultimately, we want to kind of work out the kinks and figure out what we need to do to continue to execute and be ready for district.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now let's go to Marissa Soto and Desiree Valley, who spoke with senior Delaney Loran about the girls' season so far.
We are here back reporting about our game on Tuesday against Gallup. Sadly, we suffered a loss. We ended the game with a score of 77-58.
Now we are going to talk to one of the top scorers from our team, Delaney Duran.
The game against Gallup, we did really good in the first and second quarter and went into halftime with a score of 35-34 with Gallup with the 1-point lead. After halftime, we came out and couldn't manage to get the lead, but we still battled to the end. We finished with a score of 77-58.
Tonight we have a game against Pewaukee. Varsity starts at 7, so come out and support.
For lunch today, we will be having a bean and cheese burrito, tossed salad, carrot sticks, and diced peaches.
For Breakfast Monday, you're on your own.
That's all we have for today.
And remember, we are GHS for Success.